I hope this next talk is true because I'm going to sign up. It's Matt.
Hey, what's up? I don't know is the title on here? There's not a title. So the title is Why You Never Need to Exercise Again. And I'm a personal trainer, so thank you for attending the end of my career. You guys remember how you used to play as kids? How you could run, jump, and tumble in a seemingly limitless fashion. I remember feeling like a superhero. And no one had to teach me how to move, or how to squat, or how to crawl. Did I hit it enough times? Okay, good. I knew that instinctively because it's part of my human heritage. And also, no one had to tell me that I had to go play. It just happened. I wasn't afraid of some health epidemic that was going to come and catch up with me. It was born out of joy, which is a really interesting distinction to now. Now we're adults. We spend 50 to 70% of our time sitting. We are bombarded by stress from all angles, and we are constantly being told about how unhealthy we are and how this is going to be bad, okay? So the question I had and why I became a personal trainer in the first place is, how can I make a difference? What changed? What changed from that endless possibility to now? And the simplest answer I can give you is that our genes and our modern environment are at a disconnect. The movements that our genes were built upon are no longer happening every single day. And so the closer we can get that expectation to the reality, the more healthy we will be. So what does this mean for exercise? Doesn't exercise fill this gap? Unfortunately, no, not for most people. For most people, exercise becomes another stress, another thing they have to check off their to-do list, another thing they should be doing but aren't doing, even another reason to sit on your butt. Exercise has become to natural movement what supplementation is to nutrition. It's useful, but it's not the foundation. And at best, exercise can be a gateway drug to more movement and play in your life. And at worst, it can become another means for self-abuse. So, what does that mean? Where do we start? Where do we go? Well, if we look at natural movement, what I mean by natural movement is we look at the entire human experience. What are the movements that no matter where you are or when you were, people were performing? This is stuff like crawling, swimming, jumping, climbing. When we engage in these movements every day and as often as possible, we feed our genes what they expect. We feed our bodies and our minds what it needs to thrive. So no matter what you do, whether it's playing with furry friends, engage in that process. To me, movement is the foundation. The second level of the foundation is then play. Play is something that we deny ourselves as adults or as we get out of college. Usually people in college are still good at play. Different types of play. But play, just think of it as something that you can get wholly lost in. Something that has no purpose except for that pursuit of interest or joy. Oh no. I got it. Play, and the thing about this is this is kind of our instinct as kids, but now in modern research, this is borne out in science. Play is important not only for a child's development, but for adults' maintenance of their brain. Neuroplasticity, the ability of your brain to rewire itself and continue to grow, is a direct result of how long you play. So think about playing as long as you possibly can, because as soon as you stop playing, you're probably going downhill from there, okay? You might be asking yourself, okay, Matt, are you telling me that I should just cartwheel to work and play dodgeball with Ben Stiller on the weekends? Maybe, but not really the point. For play, I have 3 really simple rules. Do something you like, the rest is just details. Don't overthink it, just let it happen. My job as a personal trainer is to obsess about the details. Your job is just to get started, okay? The second thing is to think wider about this whole message. We need to rebuild the pyramid, okay? Focus on the movement, focus on the play. Exercise is such a small part of your entire movement life. Why do we focus on that before we focus on the other things? It doesn't make sense. It's backwards. You should be taking dance breaks every day. Okay? Now, if you're still a little stuck, because I've had people where they get this message and they're like fired up and they're like, okay, I'm ready to go. Oh, how do I naturally move? Right? It's okay to not know where you start. Find your inspiration. It can be furry friends, it can be your family, it can be anybody. Build your community. We are not meant to move alone. One of the most important things I ever learned is that the pain we experience from isolation happens through the same circuitry we experience physical pain. Okay, we are meant to be a community. And finally, don't be a jackass. If you feel pain, like legitimate pain, stop, think, be mindful about it. Consider the risk reward. I'm not asking you to flip off of buildings like a parkour athlete. It could be as simple as getting down on the floor with a baby and looking them in the eyes. I want you to take this away with you. We were meant to grow strong and age with grace. Reclamation of authentic movement is the starting point. You are empowered to change your life. You don't have to be afraid for your health. You can start right now. Okay? Thanks, guys.